Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me again in this live section. So, today we'll be talking about Finland and Simon Ekpa. As you guys can see, that Finland moves to jail Simon Ekpa, and this is actually what is going on about Simon Ekpa's case. Now, according to what is going on about Simon Ekpa's case, they have said that it's time for them to jail him for 6 years. That are going to jail Simon Ekpa for complete 6 years. So hello everyone, so sorry for the network issue. So taking a look at what is happening here, there's a Simon Ekpa moves to jail as they're about to jail him for 6 years because of what he did. So let us actually look at what is really going on today. It says that Simon Ekpa faces Finnish court for terrorism. Prosecutor says he tried to force Nigeria's military out of Biafra region. Simon Ekpa has now entered the most serious phase of his legal battle, a full-blown terrorist trial in Finland. On Friday, May 30th, he appeared at the Pajit District Court in Lahti, where he's facing multiple charges, including participating in a terrorist group and publishing inciting crimes for terrorist purpose. Ekpa was present in court with his lawyer Karim Gumas, and from the start, he denied everything. You guys are aware that they said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has actually denied knowing Simon Ekpa because of what is going on. So looking at the next thing they said here, it said, but the Finnish government says they are not guessing. The state prosecutor Sampasa Hakila said there's a lot of evidence, especially Simon Ekpa's message videos and social media posts. He claims those online activities were encouraging criminal acts in Nigeria and were part of a wider agenda to intimidate the population in the southeast and force the Nigerian government to pull out its military and security forces from the region. They are not calling it activism, they are calling it terrorism. The prosecutor is asking for a minimum of 6 years in prison for Simone. But in fact, this is the first time Finland is handling a terrorism case of this kind. So all eyes on the outcome. So you guys have seen that they said that they're going to jail him for 6 months. So originally said, but Ekpa's lawyer pushed back in court, and the Finland needs to be very careful with any information coming from Nigeria, hinting that it may not be reliable. He asked a direct question: was my client really involved or leading what happened in Nigeria? And that's what the court will now dig into, especially his social media posts, voice notes, and public statements. And apart from the terrorism charges, there are other cases tied to him: aggregated tax fraud, violating Finland's Attorneys Act. So reading on to this, they said this will be heard after midsummer. The trial officially began on Friday morning with a preliminary session, and the main hearing started in the afternoon, where the court began reviewing some of Ekpa's posts on X, community Twitter. Several more hearing days have already been scheduled. The case is far from over, but the big question remains: will Finland send Simon Ekpa to prison for terrorism, or would this trial turn into yet another international controversy between Nigeria and the West? So this is actually what is going on in court about Simon Ekpa. They said the trial of Simon Ekpa, the controversial Biafra agitator, commenced at the Pajimiti District Court on Friday. Ekpa was charged with public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent and participation in a terrorist group. So reading on here, it says that the Biafra agitator had denied all charges during a police investigation. According to Yield, a Finnish media outlet, Ekpa appeared in court alongside his lawyer, Kali Gumers. Then reading on here, it says that the publication said the prosecutor is demanding a minimum prison sentence of 6 years for Ekpa. Speaking with Yale before the preparatory section, Sampasa Hakala, the state prosecutor, said Ekpa is suspected of inciting crimes in Nigeria and having participated in activities of a terrorist group from Finland. So reading on to the next thing, it says that we've got a lot of evidence of this person's activities on the internet, and his communication so far is a pretty good picture of what we think happened in this matter, Hakala said. Akala, however, said obtaining accurate information about the suspected terrorist act remains challenging, largely because the incident occurred in Africa. Like I told you guys that get made at 25 and today is the Biafran Remembrance Day, and many people have been remembering this particular day. In every country, they have been remembering it. So this is actually what is going on in Italy today. What's going on? It says no footage from Italy again. Notice the presence of IPOB as today, the 30th of May 2025, Biafrans in Italy observe the Biafran Heroes and Heroines Remembrance Day. So this is actually what is going on in Italy. You can see that Italy people are really prepared for this Biafra. They mount the streets of Italy, and they were saying that then they were using it to remember the people who died during the Biafra War. So this is actually a footage of this thing that is going on in UK. This is actually the one that is from UK. You can see that even the UK people self were organizing a remembrance day for Biafran people. UK was not left out. So take a look at this video. This is actually happening in UK. Take a look at this video, guys. I'll be right back. So, guys, this is actually what is going on in UK today. You can see it was a very big thing that they organized there for the to be able to observe the Biafran heroes and heroines day. It was actually a massive one. You guys saw the video. This is happening in UK, as well as what's really happened in UK, that Mazenam the Kalu's son, that is Mazenam the Kalu's son, with IPOB UK family in today's Biafran heroes and heroes remembrance event in United Kingdom, as he was allowed to speak to the people about the Remembrance Day. And it was really emotional because UK really organized a big thing out there. So guys, take a look at this video and I'll be right back.
Terror and tragedy. We remember the millions of defenseless women, men and children bound to the markets, strapped to their death in schools and hospitals by Soviet MiGs and piloted by Egyptians. We remember Warrant Officer 1, Elijah Anosike, Staff Sergeant Ewo Ejiogo, Warrant Officer 2, Ndarake Uya, Staff Sergeant Davidson Njoku, Staff Sergeant Sylvanus Ezeku, Sergeant Evan Jim Udo, Corporal Pius DK, Corporal Michael Akudike, Corporal Johnson Ago, Lance Corporal Gabriel Okezi, Sergeant Mbanefo Lawrence Ofun, Sergeant John Ukeje, Sergeant Major Albert Ogumba, Sergeant Hyacinth Obaji, Sergeant Emmanuel Ochi,
Remember.
Sergeant Peter Ejimako, Sergeant Nana Otumetre, Sergeant Morris Abeli, Sergeant Peter Ndubisi, Sergeant Obed Adinu. Using a lighted candle.
So my people, this was Mazen Namdekalu's son with the IPOB UK family. You can see he was reading out the people who their life was lost in the Biafran war. As you can see, he was reading the names of the warriors out, and the people were responding and chorusing with "We remember them." And this is to show you how important that this Biafra Remembrance Day it is to everybody. Like I told you guys, that this thing is not just only it's not only the UK that was observing it. Many people were not also left out in it. Like today, IPOB in Russia also never disappointed. They also organized their own Remembrance Day. So I want you guys to just take a look at this video and see how the IPOB Russia organized their own Biafra Remembrance Day. And I'll be right back, guys.
Welcome for IPOB Biafran 30th May in Russia. We will start very soon. So this is our preparation. This is the hall. We are getting ready. Four o'clock dot, we will start. 4 o'clock dot. We don't wait anybody. Four o'clock that in next 1 hour. Here we full. No chair to sit. Here we full.
So my people, that was Russia. That was how the Russia people did their own Heroes and Heroes Remembrance Day today. You can see the way they were organizing the hall for people who are going to come at the particular time. So if you take a look at what is really going on, many people have been reacting to this 30th May, that is Biafran's Remembrance Day. And I want you guys to just listen to this video and hear what this young woman have to say here. And I'll be right back, guys.
Ndibo, ekene munu, ejimobi omana nabatunu n'ubochi taa. I have come here with so many questions on my mind. Today, as you all know, is 30th of May, a sacred day, a special day. We celebrate our fallen heroes. And who are our fallen heroes? Our fallen heroes are our mothers, our fathers, our brothers and sisters who were massacred in the civil war that happened in 1967 to 1970. A civil war that could have been averted if Gowon had agreed with what him and Ojukwu discussed. 1967 to 1960 was a day, a Yoruba man named Awolowo massacred or starved over 3.5 million Igbo children. I want you to also note that. A Yoruba man massacred 3.5 million Igbo children. I have come here with a whole lot of feelings, nostalgia, and so many things so rolling on my mind. I don't know where to start, but of course I will start somewhere. I want to ask you Ndibo question. Today we are celebrating our fallen heroes. You know that our brothers and sisters who were massacred in that genocide did not just wake up and say they no longer want to exist. It was because of the marginalization, the ill treatment, the way they are maltreating the Igbos in Nigeria. That was what led to the civil war. The war did not just happen. It wasn't a coincidence. It happened because the Nigerian state has always been against the Igbos. This same marginalization is why Nnamdi Kanu is still in DSS custody. And today, Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention. He was kidnapped from Kenya because he's an Igbo man. And up till today, they are still going from one court to another court, saying the same thing, repeating the same lines. Why? Because they don't want him to be released. I have come here to ask you a question, Mokonibo. I heard that you people are calling Ateze Ozibondo. Who is Ateze? Ateze is one of the so-called billionaires we have in southeastern part of Nigeria. They say that Ateze is a rich man and on has own Ozibondo. Kedu ka Ateze si we wuru Ozibondo? Mmadone ka Ateze zogorundo. I'm asking you. If you say that Ojukwu Ojukwu is Ozibondo, I will agree. Ozibondo, because when they were maltreating the Igbos in Nigeria, Ojukwu did not keep quiet. When Yirikaki is a soldier, Onyami. He called Gowon. You know, I can't allow you to continue treating my people like this. Something has to be done. And what will be done? It is either we come on a table and talk about the regionalization of Nigeria or say the separation of Nigeria. One thing must happen. Because my people are all over the country. You go to the north, the west, the south, the east, every part of the country, you will see Igbo men there domiciled and doing their businesses. So why are you massacring my people in the north? Why the 1960, 1957, 1945, the Igbos, they killed? Why are you doing that to my people? Gowon did not give him any reasonable or responsible answer. Ojukwu said the only option or the only way out to all this shenanigan happening to my people is just for us to discuss regionalization. Gowon agreed initially, but all of a sudden, he said he was no longer in agreement with regionalization. Every man go to your region and develop it. That was what led to the war. And you all already know this news. Nnamdi Kanu, because of that reason, has been kept in DSS custody because of the Nigerian state against the Igbos. Anam Ajugu today, how many times have you seen this Ateze almost in Ozibondo? How many times have you come out to talk about the marginalization and the problems of Ndibo in Nigeria? How many times have Ateze almost in Ozibondo Potagoro say, these Fulani herdsmen, when they buy my people for Southeast, this thing cannot continue. I will not allow this. Because I am one of the leaders of the Southeast, or my people in Igbo land, and I will not allow Fulani terrorists to continue taking the lives of my people. I ask you, Kedi Hemeru, Kedi Hunujapo, Atreze, Nona Zondi Bondo. The seaport we are talking about in the Southeast, Igbo don't have seaport, Southeast don't have seaport, we don't have international airport, there is no presence of government, the federal government in the Southeast. The whole thing is crystal clear that these guys, they literally don't want us in Nigeria. This is what the birds of the earth can attest to, that Nigeria state is against the Igbos. That is why anytime you're talking about, oh, we want a head of state, we want an Igbo man, they will say, for what? How can you give an Inyamiri? How can you give an Igbo man the opportunity, the chance of becoming the #1 citizen of Nigeria? Because of the way they perceive the Igbos. And we don't know the reasons for all this. That is where I bring Ateze again, in this picture. What is Ateze saying about his people that have been marginalized? The 1960 to 1970 genocide. What is Ateze? What is his view or his opinion about the way his people were massacred? Because they are asking for one thing. Stop treating me like a 10th class citizen. I am part and parcel of Nigeria. If all of us will have to be one, then whatever you give to A, you have to give it to B. Whatever you give to B, you have to give it to C. When you give a northern part of a northern man the chance, or you give him a portion of the meat, and when it comes to my turn, you give me biscuit bone, or you tell me said meat, you don't finish, then I will call you, I will see myself as an orphan. In a family, a man will always give one of his child food or meat or his inheritance, and the other one he say he will not. I will ask for a GNA because that man will not be my father. A man who always treats me like a slave should not be my father, and there is no way and there is no need I should continue living with them. That is the case of Ndibo in Nigeria. Kedi hemera ateze jiwe wuro ozi wondo. Ateze kedi hemeri jazi. Kedi biz of Ndibo wondo before. Ateze is the stooge. Ateze is money misruled. Ateze does not have the interest of Ndibo at heart. Ateze should not be bestowed. Such title should not be bestowed upon Ateze. It is a sin. It is unsanny for us to continue calling Ateze Ozibundo. Ateze one for your corner Zondo. Ateze na the undo of his family. Ona hazondi Ibundo. Because ona was in Ateze Ozibundo. This man, every problem where Igbo people they complain from Nigeria, you cannot hear Ateze say one thing. Ateze called Buhari that now Buhari go give the woman presidency. That is what Ateze said. Up to today, we don't see Jack. He invited Buhari enter the Southeast. Ateze with a microphone. Now go ahead. Ateze today is together with Tinubu. Sana Tinubu don't know now. Ateze, his brother Nnamdi Kanu, is in GSS custody. Ateze is not saying anything about his brother that is being detained illegally. Don't forget. That title should be ripped off of him because he doesn't deserve it. He's a slave to Fulani and Afonja. Such a man should not be honored in Igbo land. We are Igbo people, we don't tolerate rubbish. We are Igbo people, we don't give relevance to nuisance. Ateze is a nuisance and he should not be called Ozi Ibondo, Onazafo Yando, Onazo family Endo, Munye Kona Zondo, Umuye Kona Zondo, Onazondi Ibondo. Fulani go enter, take my people, buy my people. Ateze no go say anything. He will enter bed with Fulani and Afonja. Tomorrow na say no Ndibo Kona Zondo. Tell me one thing where Ateze don't do Oji Zondi Ibondo. Just one. I'm not asking for two. Just one. Tell me, I want you to, in simple sentence, maybe one or two sentences, how is Ateze Ozi Ibondo? Ketintos Ogodundo before. Ojuku father, billionaire. Ojuku billionaire. Ojuku Yirikake. Say that you can't treat my people like this. I can't watch you treat my people like this. It's either this or that. If you don't want that, you have to want this. And if you say you don't want this, you must go for that. That was what led to the.
So, my people, you guys have listened to what this young lady has to tell us about the Biafran Day, as well as people who are not really speaking up about Mazen Namdekalu's case. They're just keeping quiet, even though they say that Mazen Namdekalu is their own brother, but they are not saying anything about it. This is so bad. So, guys, as I'm still talking to you guys, the IPOB, that's the Biafran Remembrance Day, is still happening in Italy, and many people are still observing this in Italy because a lot of people were mounting the street of Italy as they were doing the Remembrance Day today in Italy. So, guys, take a look at this video, and I'll be right back. This is actually happening in Italy now.
All set to go. All set to go. Oh, we're going. Oh, we're going. Oh, Chajana. Oh, Chajana. IPOB, one family. IPOB, one family. Oh, hey, Biafra. Oh, hey, Biafra. Oh, hey, Biafra. Almost hey, Biafra. Chukwu okike na mkpụrụ obi ndị niile ọbụla Naịjirịa gbagburu agbagbu n'ihi Biafra, n'ihi nwere onwe Chineke na mkpụrụ obi ha na ndokwa. Mana ana m asị ka mmụọ ha ghara izu ike, mmụọ ha bilikwa n'ebe niile ọbụla ọ nọ n'ụwakwa ugbu a, n'ihi na anyị nwetara ihe anyị na-achọ. Ha nyebere anyị aka na mmụọ, and anyị ga-enweta ihe anyị na-achọ. Freedom, freedom, freedom. God bless Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I thank Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for waking all these sleeping souls up, because we have been sleeping. We were sleeping and this man came and wake us up. Now we know. We did not know all these years. Now we know. We cannot go back. No retreat. No surrender. Before some Mosalajo Momosohia, Mosalajo Momosala Mosal Britain Mosoraha, and you get what telling high nacho. Nihina go. IPOB. This is IPOB Italy. Men day. Men day. Men day. And we're men. We're men. We're men. We're men. We're men. We're men. Ta! Organa de.
So, my people, you guys listen to what is happening in Italy as they came out to do the Remembrance Day, the remembrance of the heroes and heroines they lost in Biafran War. As can see the way they were marching in the streets of Biafra, in the streets of Italy, and you can see the way they were chanting the songs about the Biafra Remembrance Day. As well as let us also take a look at what is also going on in Japan, because Japan people also did their own Remembrance Day. So this actually video you guys are about to watch now is Japan's way, the way they did their own Remembrance Heroes and Heroines Day. Guys, take a look at this and I'll be right back.
Freedom! 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 Look at Japan. There is no mineral resources here. All you can see is brain resources. Look at building. This is Japan. Everything is working accordingly. They don't need nobody to help them. Everything is working here. Look at flyover. This is flyover. Japan do not have mineral resources, but they do have brain resources. But in the zoo, all we have is criminal politicians. Milking the nation to the ground. Shame upon them all. Biafra shall be free. Woo! told you that Japan do not have mineral resources. All they have is brain resources. Look at what they built. We have mineral resources that cause us mayhem, cause us trouble in the highest order. We pray God let that mineral resources dry up so that we can have peace. We do not belong to Hausa Fulani. Free Biafra, let it be. Biafra! Biafra! God bless Japan. God bless Japan. God bless Japan. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra.
So my people, this is what is actually going on in Japan now. You can see the way they are shouting, "Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu." To be honest, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu needs to be freed. The man has stayed 6 years in detention, and everybody is hoping for the release of the man. And not only that, in other, like in the southeast region, many other places were not left out. Like Imo State was not left out in observing the Biafran Day. Like you can see what is going on. This is a video of what is really going on in Imo State. As they were seen observing the Biafran Day, there was a total lockdown both in shop and everywhere. Nobody opened at all. So guys, take a look at this video and I'll be right back.
So you can see today 30th May 2025. This is Owerri. There is total compliance. Today's Biafran Heroes Day remembrance. You can see there is a total, the road is scanty. In fact, there is a total scanty. And this is the National Library. This is the Imo State Secretariat, State Secretariat. You can see it. There is also total compliance. You can see it. So you can see it's also dry. So everywhere is locked and key. This is Imo State Secretariat. So there is a total observation. See, this is Imo State House of Assembly complex. Total observation as well. So the government should stop deceiving people while they also send a signal of compliance. This is Imo State State Assembly complex. If you know Tetlo is a IT center of Owerri, Tetlo Road. You can see young men are playing ball on the road. This place used to be a very high traffic area. You know, that is what it is. This is Tetlo Road, 30th May 2025, and there's a total compliance. If you know Tetlo Road, you can't pass here by this time because of the rate of traffic. Tetlo Road, Owerri, is an IT center in Imo State, and you can see the level of compliance that young men are playing ball today. There's total compliance. I mean total compliance, absolute total compliance. And Owerri is calm. You must understand that. Owerri is peaceful. So this is Tetlo, and we go to this is Okigwe Road, one of also most crowded and busy place in Imo State. And you can see this place is a very difficult terrain to pass because of traffic, commercial activities that this place is known for, and there is also total compliance. There is a total compliance. Businesses are closed for today's Heroes Day remembrance. So this is Douglas by Okigwe Road. This is Douglas by Okigwe Road. And this is the way the municipal shut down as well, closed. This is a bank road by Warehouse Junction. It's also a highly crowded area. It's also closed down. So it's also shut down. This is Warehouse. If you know Warehouse, Warehouse is one of the busiest places. It's also lock and keyed. This is Olu Road. And this is Control Axis. So locked and key. There is a total compliance. There is 100% compliance. I must tell you.
My people, Imo State was not actually left out in the Biafran sit at home Remembrance Day. Imo State was not also left out, same as Enugu State. Enugu State was not also left out. So guys, the video you guys are about to watch is a video footage of Enugu State total lockdown. Like everywhere was closed, markets did not open, shops did not open, everywhere, like no single people were even seen on the road. This to show you that Mazanam Kalu, like he always said, I don't force people to comply with the sit at home. They do it voluntarily because that is what they're supposed to do. Is a form of them trying to say, okay, we respect the fact that we lost people during the Biafran Day. So guys, I want you guys to take a look at this video. It's a video footage from Enugu State, and I'll be right back.
Today is the 30th May 2025, being observed as a Biafran Remembrance Day. This is a popular phone village in this location of Enugu State. Every shop is under lock and key. I'm coming live direct from the popular phone village located at New Haven, and everywhere is under lock and key. This is the popular route, dried up. So we are trying to observe to see actually what is taking place today, 30th day, in remembrance of our fellow heroes. This is the popular market. You can see the gates of the market are also under lock and key. This is one of the entrance. For you to confirm my report, you can see the chain and the key in one of the gates of the popular market called New Haven Market. These are all shops. The popular road everywhere under lock and key, both up and down. This is the second gate, locked and key. So we are trying to let the world know that we are resolute, committed to this very cause of freedom. This is another gate, locked and key, and we have no choice than to do this to show the world of the genocidal war that our parents went through, and today we are the survivor of that war, and we need to remember them. So this is the last entrance. It's also under locked and key. So this is the popular market. As I earlier said, everywhere is locked up. Everywhere is locked up. It's a very big market. There is some outlet where they sell vegetable. You can see the tables on both sides of the road. So we want to let the world know that we are formidable, we are serious in this cause in which we believe in, and there's nothing that can deter us from what we believe in. So this is how it is. Usually you'll see this is where the houses occupy, selling their carrots, their vegetable. All the tables are turned up and down, and you can see
here we are. And in my location, things are really being kept the way it ought to be. Things have been kept the way it ought to be. So this is the popular Shima Avenue route. You can see I'm in the middle of the route doing this live coverage. I'm in the middle of the road. Both shop left and right are all under lock and key. Both left and right are all under locked up. So this live report coming from New Haven Axis, today being the 30th May 2025, being observed as Biafra Remembrance Day. So this is a live video. All banks, all supermarkets, all shops under lock and key. So this live video. The white building you're looking at, that is First Bank under lock and key. So this report is, just like I earlier said, this report is coming live from Enugu State. And we are live, direct. No shaking. No shaking. So see the both sides of the road, all supermarkets locked up everywhere. Shut down, totally shut down, as you can see for yourself. So thank you so much, fellow Biafrans, and let's keep on.
So many people, I'm sure you guys listened to what this man was saying. This is actually coming from Enugu State, and if you see from the video, there was a total lockdown in Enugu State, no movement at all. This shows that the people respect this Biafra Heroes and Heroines Day, as you can see. So guys, back to what actually is happening, because let us actually take a look at what Punch newspaper posted earlier, and they were like, let us see what Punch newspaper posted about Simon Ekpa. They said the trial of Simon Ekpa, the controversial Biafra agitator, commenced at the Pajit Ham District Court on Friday. Ekpa was charged with public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent and participation in a terrorist group. So this report was actually coming from Punch newspaper. So reading on to what he said here, he said the Biafra agitator had denied all charges during a police investigation. According to Yield, a Finnish media outlet, Ekpa appeared in court alongside his lawyer, Kali Gumerus. Then reading on to the next thing here, the Punch newspaper said, they said the publication said the prosecutor is demanding a minimum prison sentence of 6 years for Ekpa. Speaking with Yale before the preparatory section, Sampasa Hakala, the state prosecutor, said Ekpa is suspected of inciting crimes in Nigeria and having participated in the activities of a terrorist group from Finland. So looking at the next thing here, it says that a lot of evidences of this person's activities on the internet and his communication so far is a pretty good picture of what we think happened in this matter, Hakala said. However, Hakala have said about obtaining accurate information about the suspected terrorist act remains challenging, largely because the incident occurred in Africa. So this is actually coming from Punch newspaper. They say that the prosecutor is demanding a minimum prison sentence of 6 years for Ekpa. So that is actually what they're trying to say here. So it's actually, let us see how it's going to go, and we'll still find out what the court people are up to about Simon Ekpa's case. Everybody is hoping that he will be freed soon. So guys, let's actually take a look at things that is happening here. Like I told you guys that 30th May is the day that was set aside for Masinam the Kalo, so that everybody is going to remember the Biafran heroes, like our forefathers, who died as a result of them trying to bring freedom in Nigeria. And before we take a look at other places whereby this Biafra sit-at-home was observed, I want you guys to just listen to what this man has to say here, and I'll be right back.
The federal government has 4 more days to present its evidence against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I repeat, the federal government, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has 4 more days to present its evidence against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He needs our prayers. If you're an Igbo person from the southeast, pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because it is not possible that you get justice in a corrupt judicial system. Near impossibility that you get justice in a system that has no respect for human rights, no justice, no equity, no fairness. It is very, very, very impossible. So pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I told you before that this current administration is interested in politics. They are not interested in the rule of law. They are interested in politics. Whatever it can use to play politics so that it can stay in power 8 years. They are so much interested in it. In the first place, why go on a trial whereby the person that is prosecuting has committed or reportedly committed a crime? Somebody commits a crime, but he's prosecuting another person for another crime. Why do we have this trial in the first place? That's why I said it is very difficult for you to get justice in a corrupt judicial system. So pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and get ready for what is coming next. Now, if you believe that you can get your freedom from the Nigerian government, if you believe that you can get your freedom from the Finland government, if you believe that you can get your freedom from the United States, I have an island that I will sell for you in Enugu State. An island surrounded with water that I will sell for you in Enugu State. I've told people over and over again, freedom comes from within and it helps your expression. You behave like a freeborn, then freedom comes to you. Not like you are behaving like the victim. I told some people that Nnamdi Kanu going to defeat the federal government in their courts. In their courts, would they let him go even if he defeats them? Now look under Buhari, look at the judgment. The federal government decides, however, on which judgment it is going to obey and which one it is not going to obey. Have you heard his statement? You cannot win the federal government. Have you heard it? You cannot win the federal government. So be prepared for whatever that is coming, because I know this current administration is not interested. Is not interested in giving you freedom or releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whether the court says otherwise. You see, the hands behind Nnamdi Kanu's prosecution is beyond Nigeria. Remember, we have been fighting Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. We are fighting ourselves. The main people that are controlling the whole scene, they are imperialists too. And we have a willing tool in the Fulani. So this is bigger than the judge, Omotosho. He's just saying, we have 6 more days. Please present it. If not, I'll strike it out. If you strike it out, if the fragment does not present enough evidence and you strike it out, would you set this man free? Would you, if really the Nigerian government want to take this the right way, this man will have been free a very long time. But we are looking for ways to nail this man, left, right, center. Now they are dragging. GSS says we did not arrest. We denied. No, we don't know about it. So many denials in the court. GSS is saying that we did not put this man, we did not subject this man to whatever. We did not do this. So many denials. With DSS and co, with these denials, do you think that this young man will get justice in the Nigerian court? So if you're a person and you're supporting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafra ideology or Igbo nation, whatsoever, don't think that you're going to get just ordinary Nigerian. They don't get justice for their own country. Ordinary Nigerian, if you protest for their own country, not to talk of you, an Igbo man who is seen as a threat, an Igbo man who is seen as the enemy, as the aggressor. However, after the Biafra civil war, remember, some people were instrumental to that war, and those people are not Nigerians. The British They have a hand in everything. Look at all over the world. Go around the world. Look at what is happening in Gaza, Israel and Palestine. The foundation of the problem is the British. The British, as small as that country is, they have a hand, if not 60% of all the crisis going on in the world today. Do your research. A war broke out, and the British media, BBC, say, Igbo coup. They wanted to plant, that division they have planted, it don't germinate, it don't become Iroko tree. To the extent that you cannot fight for your liberation. Any day the Yoruba people say, we want a Yoruba nation, you will see the other side of the Fulani, the other side of other parts of Nigeria. The reason why I wanted a Southern president or a Southern person to restructure this country is because Southerners are the ones that really would buy the idea of restructuring Nigeria. They are the ones that will buy the idea. Not Fulani-led Northern Nigeria. The Fulani does not have a place. They see Nigeria as their fatherland. If Nigeria starts liberating itself, the Fulani will be one of the biggest losers because they are one of the biggest reapers in Nigeria, with position and having access to natural resources of the indigenes, especially the Hausas. So the British will never want Nigeria to achieve its potential by restructuring, because the evil that has been planted by the same British has germinated that we cannot stay together under these guys. If there's a restructuring and everybody decides to come together, there's a mutual understanding, not the one that British amalgamated everybody together. Look at the attitude of the Westerners, of the imperialists, towards people who rise in Africa to liberate their people. Look at the attitude. Look at the propaganda that the West has been pushing for a very long time, over hundreds of years. The lies. It's like the Fulani learnt it from the British, or the British learnt it from the Fulani. Changing the narrative. Social engineering. That is why an average Nigerian is foolish and he does not understand what good governance is, because of the social engineering. So if you don't pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he just needs your prayer. God should intervene for that young man, because as I look at it, the Nigerian government is on you, that you are putting hope. Somebody told me Nnamdi Kanu will come out. How? How will he come out? If Nigeria is not restructured, Nnamdi Kanu, there's zero. The percentage of him coming out is very, very slim. It is a restructuring that will make Nnamdi Kanu get his freedom. If a federal government or a Southern president or whoever of the Nigerian government decides to restructure both the 1999 constitution, empower the regional developments, and also some other small touches to our laws, Nnamdi Kanu could accept the regional system. Because as it is, Nnamdi Kanu no go accept, say, make it drop Biafra with this one Nigeria. One Nigeria will benefit Fulani. Nnamdi Kanu no go accept, make it drop Biafra. Number one, even if he accepts to drop Biafra, my brother, it is to his own detriment too, because Biafra is bigger than Ojukwu, bigger than Uwazurike, bigger than Nnamdi Kanu or Somanekwa, whoever that has come to say, I'm fighting for Biafra. Biafra is bigger than them. Nnamdi Kanu has sacrificed a lot. He says we have crossed the Rubicon. He has sacrificed a lot, and he has come this far to reject or say, I'm giving up on the Biafra agitation. Because I know that is what the government wants to do. If he can be able to run that for the government, they will find a way to release him. So all this one we are doing abracadabra in court, left, right, center, front, back, center. You are moving this, you are moving that. And we obtained this thing. They went back to 2015. You have not looked at the issue of how he came into Nigeria. How you said he jumped bail. What happened? You have not administered justice to that. You are playing around. Typical of an APC administration. So pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because Africa always destroys its liberators. If you want to rise up and liberate...
When Nigerian citizens see the details of the Supreme Court statement today, they will marvel at how, after saying all this,
illegality that the federal government and their security agencies committed. All they had to do was that the primary court said, the appeal court said that the primary court had no jurisdiction. So they condemned the appeal court for taking that decision. Therefore, because the primary court had jurisdiction, the case should go back to them. So if in all these atrocities they committed, they had killed Nnamdi Kanu, what will be the basis of the primary court and its jurisdiction? What will be the basis of it? You know, when I started, I talked about judicial rascality. So what it empowers is security rascality. Because you cannot tell other police, army, navy, air force, condemn them plainly, and then you exonerate them. So you give them license to kill Nigerians, just like they are doing in Plateau, killing people. They are doing in Benue. Herdsmen are killing people. But you haven't had any person in this country condemn the herdsmen of Nigeria for killing hundreds of thousands of Nigerians. You haven't had them condemn the killings in southern Kaduna. So the security agencies have been encouraged to recklessness. And recklessness not about spoken word. Recklessness with gun, killing Nigerian citizens. So if anybody, when Nigerian citizens see the details of the Supreme Court statement today, they will marvel at how, after saying all these illegality that the federal government and their security agencies committed, all they had to do was that the primary court said, the appeal court said that the primary court had no jurisdiction. So they condemned the appeal court for taking that decision. Therefore, because the primary court had jurisdiction, the case should go back to them. So if in all these atrocities they committed, they had killed Nnamdi Kanu, what will be the basis of the primary court and its jurisdiction? What will be the basis of it? And look at the whole panel, about 7 judges, not one Igbo man, not one person from the southeast, not one person from the south. So it's a contrived business to put that boy, to put him behind bar. And we have been asking that they should turn him to Kuje prison. They refuse. Why wouldn't they allow him to go to Kuje prison? Why keep him at the DSS? Why? So it shows you that Nigeria is not interested in fighting insecurity. Because if they were interested and they love this country, they would have seen that Nnamdi Kanu is a major instrument that will bring security. Southeast will be a beginning. The other parts of the country would have been a follow-up. So it's unfortunate that you condemn security forces for the crimes they commit and you exonerate them by keeping Nnamdi Kanu there and asking that we go back again, to start case from, Federal High Court Africa. What actually is the sin of Nnamdi Kanu? Asking for justice for his people. That's what he's saying. That the Southeast has been completely, excommunicated from everything that happens in this country. So we pray that this young man, I don't know whether you have had the privilege to speak with him, one of the most brilliant young men you can ever come across. Not only is he brilliant, but well spoken. Why this country shows you that we have no values. Can you imagine a boy that a whole zone respects? A whole zone respects him. Who else, apart from M.I. Opara in those days and Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, they don't have as much respect as this young man. That would have been an advantage for Tinubu and his government with the National Security Advisor to say, look, how do we seriously start to curb this insecurity in the country? If this boy is so loved by his people, why don't we sit him down and discuss with him, know where he's coming from? If there are things he's agitating against we can solve, we start doing something. And look at Northwest and Northeast. Look at where the country is today. Everywhere is war, killing people. Killing is no more, it's an admirable, concept in Nigeria now. Any day nobody is killed, you don't hear it, then it's abnormal. But in a normal day, hundreds killed in herdsmen in Benue Plateau, in southern Kaduna, in the southeast, then not to talk of the bandits and Boko Haram in northeast and northwest. That one is a daily occurrence, killing hundreds of thousands. We're a country without statistics. If we have good statistics, people will riot to know the number of Nigerians who are dying. Every town now, in all parts of the country, people are burying people. People go to bed, they won't wake up. So it's all cumulative effect of this total insecurity. Probably you do work somewhere, nobody pays you. You are working for somebody, you are not paid. You go to bed, you are thinking of what you will tell your wife in the morning. You can't pay school fees. The man goes to bed and won't wake up. And will say, God, please take my life. Why am I living? When a man cannot take care of his immediate family, what life is it anymore? And you don't want people to react. Young men leave school, no work, and they see somebody who rigged an election and goes to Abuja and he buys a armored plated jeep for 160 million, and you want him to go and sleep. His parents sell their property to train our young men and women, and they come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They can't say good morning, thank you to their parents. They look at their parents without any hope of tomorrow. Parents who have trained their children, we should have hope that their children should get back to train, take care of them. But it's not the case in Nigeria. And we don't appear, our legislators are not interested. Executive all over the place are not interested. So I don't know how this problem will be sorted out. I normally find it very difficult to discuss a profession that I'm not one. But common sense also tells you that you can reason. If somebody is talking, you can reason. But it's painful because some patriotic peoples, I saw 1 or 2 senators there who left everything they were doing to come to the Supreme Court with some hope. Because if you listen to the judgment of the appeal court, it was fundamentally very literate, accommodating on every aspect of it. So people were very hopeful that the appeal court would uphold the judgment of the Court of Appeal. The Supreme Court will uphold the judgment of the Court of Appeal, and that would have been a case done for. But unfortunately, because if you were in the Supreme Court, like I was, we were there as early as 8:30 in the morning, and when he started running this judgment, on every aspect of that case, he condemned it. The Supreme Court condemned the federal government of Nigeria. In fact, they used the word illegality not less than 20 times. The killing of people at Nnamdi Kanu's father's compound, they even named the number of people killed, the rendition from Kenya, how he was kidnapped. It was difficult to believe that after condemning the security services for unauthorized and unorthodox behavior, kidnapping Nigerians and killing people anyhow, I have never seen a court with that kind of finality in terms of condemning public officers who were working for government, telling them, you don't take the laws into your hands, only to finally, because they said they disagreed with the appeal court, that the lower court had no jurisdiction. It was the basis of what they are doing, but they should now go back to that court because it has jurisdiction to hear the case in the first place. That's some of that. So if Nnamdi Kanu dies, after all this illegality, what case are they going to hear? This boy has been under detention for how many years now? Even the Supreme Court was asking all these questions too. The illegality that has been meted against him, and yet they say we'll go back again to the federal high courts, where we then will start begging for bail. Even condemned the government, that court, for revoking his bail. That was the exact statement of the Supreme Court. So you don't even know the basis of their final decision. So when people say that there is a judicial rascality in this country, you cannot but agree with those people, because unless it affects you, you won't appreciate why they said so. Because when you at the whole Supreme Court, everybody bent his face down. All lawyers were so astonished. To talk of embarrassment is an understatement. But in all cases, as a Christian, we give glory to God.
So my people, you guys particular video about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and not only that, I also want to tell you guys that Italy was not left out, and also Indian people were not also left out in this Biafra Remembrance Day. They were not left out at all. Okay, this is actually a picture coming from them. This is India during their Biafra Remembrance Day. This is how they did their own in India today. You can see where they wrote Biafra Heroes and Heroes Day, Remembrance Day, 30th May. This is how they did their own. So guys, you can see that many people are observing this Biafra Remembrance Day. This is to show you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is actually being loved, and the fact that our parents, people who've lost in the Biafran war, they are also loved. So according to what he says here. He said, this is what someone posted. He said, history is a study of change, ironically used as a map for the future. The founder and the interim director of the Eastern Food Security Project, Mazi Ikechukwu, honors the memories of the Biafran heroes and give references on the fact that the hunger was the fastest factor of mortality during the Biafra genocide of 1967 to 1970. People were saying that hunger also contributed to the way people died in the Biafran war. Because if you take a look at it, you see children who were so malnourished during the war. So they were saying that hunger also contributed to it. So reading on, he said, Ugu gives a clear pledge that the EFSP shall ensure that the Easterners shall have their own food security in the East via projected programs of revitalization and development of modern food storage facilities and sponsoring of indigenous farmers for large-scale food production and storage in the East. Mazi Ikechukwu Ugu asks all Easterners all over the world to join the EFCP in order to ensure that food production and storage at its large scale is achieved in the region. Now, he was saying that food scarcity also contributed to the loss of life during the 1967 and 1970 war. That is also contributed to it. So we need to actually protect our food, especially agriculture. We need to protect the eastern. We need to have a food security in the eastern side. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for today. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you really think about what is going on in the eastern side, as well as Mazi Nnamdi Kalu's case, and also this 30th May Biafra Remembrance Day? What do you guys think about what really happened today? Let me know your thoughts below. And also, if you know you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like and share, and also don't forget to turn on the notification button to get all the latest news in this channel. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next live section.